Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. As promised, I'm going to talk about how to introduce numbers to our children struggling with ADHD, especially the 3 to 5 year olds. Because today I'll be targeting that group only because I'll be talking about how to introduce the concept of numbers and counting those numbers. Okay, which is usually they start the number introduction in the nursery, and by junior and senior KG you have to count those numbers with addition and subtraction of single digit numbers. The addition and subtraction I'll cover it in another session, but in this video I'm going to talk about how do you introduce numbers. Firstly, start slow, 1 to 10. Secondly, if sitting tolerance is less and if the child is always on the move, start moving with the child. Simple as that. We don't have to introduce concepts, numbers through conventional methods only of table, chair, worksheets. No. If a child is struggling and they are young children, we need to teach them by becoming a child ourselves. Okay, we need to teach a child at their space, not at the space which we have been taught or we see other kids learning. Every kid is different, so please do not compare it. So at home, we can do it our way. So one concept of teaching them numbers is through unconventional methods, fun through learning. Make learning a fun time where through fun, through play, they will learn concepts. And slowly, this fun-filled way of learning will interest them, and you might not know they will themselves volunteer to sit and complete those worksheets. Okay, now I'll give you a few tips of how to teach numbers to our 3 to 5 year olds. 1. Value climbing steps. If you have access to steps, use steps as a way as you climb, count and climb. As you get down, count and get down. Child will like that activity. Secondly, use household items like bowls, spoons, forks to teach them counting. Get 5 bowls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth. Colors, crayons. You could use crayons and teach them 1 crayon, 2 crayon, 3 crayon. Use even their toys. If they have blocks, blocks, make a building. Build it up. Play-Doh. That's an amazing creative art way you could teach them. Be sure not to use all the activities back to back. Keep a space, otherwise the kids will get bored. Okay, and another thing, while you're teaching them the numbers, you have noticed you are also going to teach them the sequencing of the numbers. 1 after 1, 2, 3, like that the sequencing goes on. Plastic animals, small animals also you could use. One animal, the lion, let's see who goes to the jungle. Pick up the wild animal. Oh, it is the lion. So who entered first? The lion. Second, 2. First, don't use first, second for a 3-year-old. Just use 1. Lion. 2. Giraffe. Or whatever you would want to add. You could also, when you go to the market and come back with vegetable and fruit shopping, you could ask your child to help remove those fruits or vegetables from the bag, and while you put it at their respective places, you are counting them. Like tomatoes, if you've got a kg of them, how many came in that? Just put it in a bowl or something, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, introduce it. See, we don't have to stress now on seeing that if I'm talking, is my child listening or is my child understanding. The first few days, just introduce concepts. Testing them, we have this typical, our nature is such, okay, I taught them, do they know, did they know? We keep, on and on asking that. Relax. The first few days, Just teach them numbers. Just orally knowing numbers is not enough. Child has to also identify it. Having said that, now how will you identify it? There are 2-3 other ways I will give you. You can see what suits you. One, Play-Doh. When you are making those shapes of numbers, child is associating that number which you have said orally with the actual number. Oh, this is how number 1 looks. 2, you can make a caterpillar and hang it at a place which is easily accessible for the child, or the child usually goes to that room or to that place. How will you make it? Get some few colored papers, make circles. First start with the first 10 numbers, so make 11 circles. The first being the eyes, nose, mouth, and those 2 antennas for the caterpillar, and the remaining 10 will be the serial number sequence. Be sure the sketch pen color is very, very clear on the colored paper used. If you don't have colored papers, please go and use a white chart paper or white paper, also it's fine. Circle, medium size, number big and bold, and hang it and staple it all like a caterpillar's head and the body, and hang it. You can just stick it on the door, whatever suits you. Another option is to get plastic numbers, big plastic numbers. You get in 2 sizes. One will be big and one will be small. Currently use the big one. Get a bowl of water, and as you drop in a number, see to it that you are clearly and slowly telling that number. Child will also like if water, so splash and all, the child usually love. When the child picks up any random number, let it be. Do not go to correct the child. No, I put in 1, now 2 should go. No. Let that child put the number and say, oh, there goes in 4. Be sure, clarity of speech, slow volume, and eye coordination of the child at least once for each number is there. Okay, if you feel that the child is lost interest after say 5th number, stop the activity there itself. Do something else. Come back to it after some time or come back to it the next day. It is fine. Okay, so through these tips that I shared, you are introducing numbers and you will introduce counting in a sequence order. I hope these all tips are useful. You could also get those magnetic numbers on the board, You get this small white board that looks like a slate, but it's magnetic. And you get big size alphabets and big size numbers. Try that out. That is also very good. And then later on, you could also use it to tell the child, pick up 3 from the lot and go and stick it on the board. And see if the child is doing it later on. That's not initially, that's much later on. Hope this helps. Please do get back to me if you have any queries, and I will help you with more tips. Yeah. Thank you so much. And all you viewers who haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe and share.